Well, well, well. Today is the day, verse. Today is the day. Today is the day that Marvel finally decided to drop the Avengers Doomsday official trailer. And yep, you know I'm gonna be reacting to it because there is a lot of there's a lot of mixed thoughts on this movie that's coming out. A lot of people, are they excited for the trailer? Hell yeah, absolutely, regardless, because it's another Avenger movie. And a lot of people, are they skeptical about it? Absolutely, of course they're skeptical about it, because there's just been a lot of flops that haven't really been doing well, as well as a lot of creative decisions that have been take place in this movie that a lot of people just aren't necessarily confident about. And for those of you that don't know, there has been a lot, and I mean quite a lot of behind the scenes drama, as well as some issues that have been going on, which I'll talk about after I react to the trailer. So with all that said and done, verse, let's get to it. Yeah, finally. Here we go.
Something's coming. Something we may not be able to deter.
Okay, we got Professor Xavier.
This time, we shall be faced with an unthinkable decision.
Oh shit, okay. Costume looks pretty good so far, I like what I'm saying.
I've fought many warriors in my time. They were far stronger than all the last put together, and they died.
Oh wow, okay. Prince Hemsworth's back.
Facing enemies and threats that scared me far less than this one.
Oh shit. Okay.
Fights me for nothing if we do not stand together. Push aside your petty squabbles.
Mystique is back.
Presume nothing except this. If you return, we will return as brothers and sisters.
Great scene, I want to see that.
Mark my words.
Oh shit!
We're going to need a miracle. Hey, pal. It's not awesome.
Okay, yeah. So I prove it. See it in Infinity Vision? Oh right, I forgot about the countdown. Alright, so quite a bit to talk about here on this one first. So, my thoughts on the trailer of Avengers Doomsday. So, I will say this. There are some things about the trailer that after watching it, I'm like, wow, that looks very intriguing. I'll start off with the positives as I will do a movie review. So the positives of the trailer that I do like. It's definitely interesting to see Doctor Doom on the screen, you know? Everyone's been anticipating certain characters. Doctor Doom is most certainly one of them, right? The suit, I think, looks really good. I like the suit. I like the way how it's straight down to the comic book, right? And I really like that. Keep it exactly the way how it's supposed to look. Don't pull up Fan 4 stick where you got that suit that's supposedly molded with Doctor Doom and supposedly came on. He's like, yep, that's me. I'm Doctor Doom, you know? I know I look pretty frightening with the suit. And Fan 4 stick that you saw. Design wise, it looks amazing, but I have to be honest here. Who's playing Doctor Doom though, I just don't like. I'm really not liking the fact that it's Robert Downey Jr. You know what? Let me say that for last. Another positive about the film. I think it's always cool when you see heroes team up, even though it's very clear that they're going to be fighting each other because they don't know who each other is. So clearly you already know that there's going to be a few showdowns already. You could tell just from looking at the fight with Gambit and Shang-Chi. I do hope that the effort is there because, you know, they brought back the Russo brothers, so you could tell for sure that they're putting in a lot of effort in this one. I hope so, after what we're about to talk about right now. I will say for the Fantastic Four, I actually like the new suits. I think the suits with the jacket's interesting. You know, it's definitely a different look. I think the look is fine. That's all I'll say right now. I think that it's cool that they brought back Chris Hemsworth. Here's the thing that I liked about the vibe of the trailer. I loved how you have all these new heroes that are ass because they were just not that interesting. But yet they brought back the OG heroes, and you know they needed to in order to make this film work, because if it was just all the new heroes from phase 4 and 5, this would have been a straight shit show because nobody cares about those characters. And the fact that you get to see Chris Hemsworth come back as Thor, and he's basically like the leader of the group, like, alright newbies, it's the real deal. No more of your little bullshit. No more of your little mini adventures. No, this is the real deal. We all know that Chris Evans, Captain America, was going to come back, but I have some things to say about that afterward. I thought it was funny. You know, Chris Evans was like, no way. Prove it. Pick up the hammer. I like that. I thought it was kind of funny. Other than that, I will say, will there be some creative fight scenes? Sure. CGI-wise, I think it looks okay. You know, I didn't really see anything that looked bad because, you know, nowadays people pay attention to that for Marvel films because it usually stands out sometimes because it's such a deadline to do some of these films. But here, you can tell they took their time with Doomsday for sure. And I think that's a really good thing. Definitely take your time. You know, you want things to go well, especially because it's another Avenger movie with somewhat of a new cast. I will say that. Talking about the negatives now. Let's talk about it. Even though there are some things about the trailer that are interesting and impressive, I'm not really crazy about it. Why? Because of the fact that it kind of comes off a little underwhelming. I kind of expected a little bit more. And don't get me wrong, I know a few Marvel fans are going to come out and be like, oh, okay, first of all, shut your mouth. Yeah, I know. They're holding back because they don't want to spoil anything yet, okay? Wait till the next trailer, okay? I guarantee you they'll spoil a lot more. But until then, I get it, you know. They've already announced that the film is going to be basically like the Odyssey is going to be 3 hours long because they're going to be introducing so much stuff here. I just expected a little bit more. It's Avengers Doomsday. They're just showing you the cast. And I'm like, I already knew that. What's new here? The only thing that was kind of interesting for me was, other than the fact of seeing Doctor Doom, is the fact that you see Thor trying to come at him. And he's like, bitch. Oh. You know, and then you're like, yep, wow, okay. You know, I can't wait to see that. It's going to be interesting. Now, other things. What makes this movie very, very interesting is the fact that, for one, a lot of the new heroes, don't get me wrong, I think some of them are fine, but they're not really great. And some of these heroes we haven't even seen for a few years now, like Shang-Chi. I haven't really seen Shang-Chi in anything in a little while, except for maybe that after credits scene that was in, yeah, I forgot. I don't even know. It was an end credit scene where he was talking to Captain Marvel, and they were saying that something was coming, and that was it. I can't even remember. That's how long ago it was. And I thought his movie was fine. I didn't think it was great. You got the Fantastic Four, which I do like, but again, if you see my review, I didn't like 2 members of the casting. I thought they were miscast, so I'm kind of like, alright, I mean, they're there. The Thunderbolts, who are now the new Avengers, my ass. I was just like, they're very underwhelming for me. Yelena isn't really that big of a deal. I'm sorry. I know people might like her. If you do, that's great. I'm not trying to convince you otherwise, but to me, okay, to the Angel Man, I could give a shit, alright? Yelena is not that big of a deal. She's not Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow, okay? And you already know they messed the relationship with her, so that's why she's clearly not coming back. Robert Downey Jr., I will also say I'm glad they didn't show too much of him. Clearly, they were keeping him behind the mask, and if they do that for the majority of the movie, that would be much appreciated, because people want to see Doctor Doom, not Robert Downey Jr. And it's so obvious that the reason why they brought him back is because they want people to really come back and see these Marvel films, which I get. The only problem is that they're kind of tired now. We've seen this a lot, and now you have all these new characters that were either just mediocre or they were written poorly because of the Disney Plus shows. Chris Evans, I'm gonna be real with you. I heard he's back in the film, but I heard he's not really going to be Captain America. I could be wrong, but he's not really gonna be Captain America. Why? Because we have Anthony Mackie. And if you've seen Brave New World, That was horrible. Oh my gosh, that was a horrible ass movie. Nobody likes him. I'm gonna be real with you. His character is very underwhelming as Captain America because he hasn't really done shit. Like, I'm just kind of here like, what have you done? Like, honestly, tell me, what have you done other than that famous line of, "You gotta do better, Senator"? That famous line from the show. The moment he gave up the shield, that's where like his character went down for me because I was like, wait, you gave up the shield because you felt like you weren't worthy or you just had problems with it. Then you saw somebody else take it and then you wanted it back. Then why did you give it up in the first place, dumbass? Why would you do that? Why give it up in the first place? I could have seen you maybe put it away and then maybe somebody stole it and it's like, hey, give that back. That would have been better. But instead you're like, I don't feel like I'm worthy of the shield. And then somebody takes it and you're like, no, you know what? Give it back. What? And now you feel like you're Captain America? And then you see his movie, and if you know anything about that movie, it was just nothing but problems. There were so many reshoots, so many constant reshoots. And then that's gonna lead into my next thing about this film. This film has had some drama behind the scenes, just building up to the making of this film. I heard that there were some tensions behind some of the actors, and because of that, there was writers that I heard quit behind the scenes because they were just becoming so difficult. They were demanding rewrites because there were certain characters that wanted more screen time, or they felt like their characters were better than this, or they didn't want them to lose, and these writers were like, you know what? Here's a piece of paper. Write your own shit. That's basically what they did. They got sick and tired of dealing with that. And you know what? I don't blame them. Actors, I will tell you, can't be difficult sometimes, unfortunately. I even heard from another reviewer, right? Like, I like to watch movie reviews and movie updates sometimes, you know, just to see what other people think and stuff like that. And I heard this one film critic say that he knows some people from behind the scenes, and he literally said that he heard that they're actually having some problems with this film. Not really with the actors necessarily, or even kind of the direction of the film, but mainly with the editing, that they can't seem to find a feel for the movie of how it should be done. And even with this trailer, I kind of feel that personally. Like I said, it's kind of underwhelming for me. I expected more, you know? I mean, I was right here like, okay, well, here we go, let's watch it. And then I'm like, okay, well, I know that, I know this, okay, I didn't know about that. That was new, cool. That's it. You know, I kind of wanted more. Chris Evans, I will say, it's cool that he's back, but I really do hope that he is essential to the story and that he's not just there to just get people to come and see it. I've seen people like upload thumbnails. I haven't seen other reactions. I've just seen people upload thumbnails and stuff like that where they're just like, you know, like super amazed. I can't do that. I really can't. I'm not really super crazy about it, especially because a lot of what's behind this film is just to get people to come back. It's kind of, I don't want to say it's rushed, but it's kind of underwhelming, I'll say that, just because of the fact that there's just been so many flops. I remember when Guardians of the Galaxy 3 came out, people were like, wow, look, it was a pretty good movie. It was pretty decent. You know, James Gunn actually did a good job with that, and, you know, compared to all the shows and the other Marvel films. And now you see Doomsday and you're like, okay, I'm not saying it's bad or nothing. I hope it's good. You know, it'd be nice to see some good stuff, but it's kind of getting to a point where you're just like, well, this doesn't work for whatever the reason. I'm not really looking forward to Secret Wars. It's like, sorry. But if it is, then great. Okay, it just goes to show they finally got their spark back. But I feel like at some point, they're going to have to kind of give it a rest a little bit because it is kind of getting tiring. That aside, I want to end on a positive note. And I will. The X-Men. I fucking love the X-Men. I think the X-Men are one of the best things that Marvel have. And seeing Cyclops in his suit, especially that one moment where he's going... That's right, that moment, I want to see that moment so bad because I want to be like, what the hell happened for you to finally lose your shit? And to see Professor Xavier and Magneto just old, it's crazy that when growing up they were so like much younger. I mean, they were old then, but like not where they're at now. It's really crazy when you see these people you've seen perform these characters have gotten so much older and they're still doing it. I will say that's dedication right there. I'm looking forward to that. Other than that though, verse, I mean, that's just me. If you guys have anything else that like either you disagree or you agree with, by all means, put it in the comment section. I look forward to seeing what you guys have to say. I know that it's a bit of a mixed bag. I've been seeing some mixed reactions. Like I said, people are excited about it, and there's some people that are pretty cautious about it. And I will just end with this. Robert Downey Jr. being Dr. Doom, I'm still not sure about that. I'm really not. It's like, like we need to find someone to play Dr. Doom. Hey, let's bring back Robert Downey Jr. And I'm like, why? I mean, don't get me wrong. He's cool and all, he's a great actor, but you couldn't find anyone else to play Dr. Doom? Then what's gonna happen if they beat him? Is that it? Because it was Robert Downey Jr. and you don't know if he's gonna come back for another one. And then knowing them, they're probably going to do another Fantastic Four film, and they're probably going to bring in their Doctor Doom, so that's why I'm kind of like, it's a little predictable. But other than that, though, let me know what you guys think. If you guys like what you saw, do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification for more content as always. Look forward to the next video, verse, and with that said, I'll see you next time. Later, verse.